told that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about it anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the door. Matter of fact, like the door. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang-Chi. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harvey. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitches like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole part. Yeah, know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitches either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Buckroll.
This shit gon' ride. Grab my bow tie. Grab my bow tie. You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. That's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My cold cabinet, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jits. If I can't make it do for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably food in this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tech, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, we see in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. You can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta go my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this world in my whole life, my whole life.
When Westworld, let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make more. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the piece loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Pay my dues, never left a wage, I just rage raw. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Stood against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing. Dog, I plan to keep you. Lose your mind where I'm from. I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul. Losing time, wasting steady pacing. You off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One Westworld, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have the deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One Westworld, yeah, you niggas.
Backroll.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one Westward sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My cold captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that black work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. You can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. My whole life.
When Westworld, let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make war. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the piece loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage raw. Many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing, dog, I plan to keep. You lose your mind where I'm from, I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul, losing time, wasting steady pace and you off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. but the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains. So when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have the deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire. When you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow. Let's have a feast. Let's shine on our enemies. Right in their face. Let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck. Burnt out I was from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
All right, this is Rooted Speech, man. We got Captain Tywar in the building.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, so Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Rooted Speech, man. Understand, I break it down right quick,
don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine. Big glow, I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. These fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka, equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak with a bin shot ya. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No infarmer, no sweat, not in China. My conglomerate wreck like King Konga. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect, pay homage. That I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with style, we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designing charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith, hey, y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a park, but together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my lives. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters.
that was designed foul for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Bust their head.
ODN on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretched, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe, had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want the job, I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Raid your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick, not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got the Ruger 5 and 7, that's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. For that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get the run down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty little combat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother out of bed, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. My Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it.
Yeah. You know how we do. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. It's definitely going down. Once again, Monday Night History class, live from ISUPK headquarters. Of course, I am the man, the mystery, the mountain, Priest and Officer Harya Allah out the Bronx, New York. Give me a hand. Damn right. I love that introduction. I think Officer Karab gave me that introduction. Y'all by Shimmer Shot, a thumb to the brothers. Y'all Shimala thumb by Hashimir shot to the sisters. Once again, this is Monday Night History class. We are in ISUPK headquarters. I am Priest and Officer Harya Allah. And we setting it off once again for Monday Night History class. It's going down. Let me get a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm here tonight live from ISUPK headquarters with the newly raised up officer. That is Officer 50, Shayala. Give him a hand. In the building, man. Doing the work of the Lord as always. Waking up our people as always.
No response in the chat, but the sound is good.
All right, and I'm looking pretty decent online, man. Let's set this thing off. It's going down. And so first and foremost, before we get into anything today, our first order of business is to be sure that every single Black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian who can hear my voice immediately pulls out their cell phone, go to their TikTok app, and follow HQ_Harlem on TikTok. This is, of course, ISUPK headquarters official TikTok. And I gotta tell you, it's popping on that TikTok.
That's right.
There's this young charismatic officer on that TikTok that is just tearing up the airwaves, man. Y'all should check him out.
ASAP.
It is a beautiful thing doing this work of the Lord, man. And you should go on TikTok and like and follow every single ISUPK brother, man, that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social media platforms, laying it down flat the way we do here in the ISUPK, man. It's going down. Today is, if I'm not mistaken, Labor Day. Is that the case? Today's Labor Day, right?
It is.
Labor Day. We're going to be getting into some Labor Day stuff today, man. And taking a moment to recognize how disgusting it is for a Black or Hispanic to celebrate such a holiday, to even dare be a part of or acknowledge such a slap in the face as Labor Day.
Right.
What a horrible thing, man. And we're going to be getting into Labor Day. Does anybody have any questions to start out with? Perfect. Let's get Deuteronomy 32:7, our bedrock scripture here at Monday Night History class. How dare we even begin to understand our current condition unless we go back into the Bible and really take a look at our past condition? Let me know when you got it, brother.
Got it. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old.
Say it again.
Remember the days of old.
Say it again.
Remember the days of old.
Of course, we would celebrate such a disgusting holiday as Labor Day if we fail to remember the days of old. If we do not take a close look at how we got here, we are never going to understand how is it possible that there is going to be a group of Israelites from the tribe of Judah and Benjamin dancing and partying all night long here in New York City to commemorate a disgusting observance as Labor Day.
Right.
We must remember the days of old. Keep going.
Consider the years of many generations.
We must go back and consider the years of many generations. We have to go back and put ourselves in the place of every single Black and Hispanic slave that got their backs whipped in the name of labor. We must consider the years of our ancestors. We must consider the years of the class of people that for hundreds of years were known as labor here in America, in the Caribbean, and all throughout the four corners of the earth. We must consider their years and their generations. Keep going.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Say it again.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
We must ask our fathers. How else will we understand how is it possible that we celebrate Labor Day? How is that possible? We must ask our fathers what could have possibly happened that we celebrate Labor Day. Black man, Hispanic man, let's quickly take a look at some of the irony of celebrating Labor Day. Like when we walk around New York City, our oppressor doesn't even allow his dog to do labor. Like I got on the elevator with a white woman the other day. Like she was carrying the dog's food, carrying the dog's poop. The little dog bag that the dog was in was more expensive than her bag. Not even our oppressor's dog is performing labor. What you're going to learn today, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, is that our oppressor hates your labor. Our oppressor despises your labor. And our oppressor has done everything possible to undermine your labor here in America.
Right.
What you're going to learn today is that there are two types of labors in America. And the one that is celebrated on Labor Day is not for you. It is a disgusting thing to celebrate. You got any more on that?
Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Ask your elders, and they will tell you. The very ground we walk on is littered with the bones of our ancestors who died young in the name of labor.
Right.
In the name of labor. You got a question, sis? Slakia, sis, can you say that again? Well, I'm sorry, sis. I can't hear you.
She's asking if Labor Day.
Does Labor Day mean the slaves worked for the slave master? Are you asking me, is that the meaning of why they celebrate Labor Day today? No, that's not the reason why they celebrate Labor Day today. And we're going to get into exactly why they celebrate Labor Day today. But sister, you are certainly on the right track when you ask that question, because that is the question that every Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian should be asking. They should be asking that question to themselves when it comes to celebrating Labor Day. You know, does Labor Day have anything to do with my ancestors who perished in the name of labor? It's a horrible thing, man. Now, let's get into this whole idea of Labor Day. Because, like I always mention, for Blacks and Hispanics living here in America, the very idea of trying to understand your condition here in America without going back and understanding the past will leave you very psychologically damaged and unable to comprehend some of the more simple things life has to offer. To live here in America as a Black man means to be absolutely blind to the terror that has happened to your people at the hands of our oppressor.
Right.
Labor Day is one of those things. The labor movement in this country began when our oppressor stepped foot on this land. They'll teach you about Labor Day as if it was some movement of oppressors who decided to stand up against the tyranny of the Rockefeller Standard Oil Company, the tyranny of the great monopolies of America. They came together. This Labor Day that they speak of is the beginning of the myth we come to know today as the hard-working white man. A lot of times when our people hear the term hard-working man, they associate that term with integrity. This is not by accident, because our oppressor, using media and multimedia and commercials, have given us the impression that blue-collared, white, hard-working men are men of integrity. He's a hard-working man. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
You ever heard that term? Every single goddamn time they arrest a serial killer, they interview the neighbor, and the neighbor says it couldn't possibly have been him. He's a hard-working man. That's a hard-working family. The myth of the blue-collared, hard-working white man is rooted in the labor movement. This is rooted in the labor movement. This hardworking white man is supposed to be a man of integrity, an all-American. This hardworking white man works so goddamn hard that he needs to be protected by the government from hard-working black men, hard-working Hispanic men. That's how hard-working the hard-working blue-collared white man is. We see this here in New York City. I remember years ago, I went to a school called Apex out in Long Island City, Queens, for plumbing. I wanted to be a plumber. I was living in New York City. I knew how to fix a toilet or two. I was going to get into the plumbing industry and get rich here in New York City. I went to that school and I got the best grades. Excellent student. 7 o'clock in the morning, front row, my back was as straight as it could be. They gave me a free scholarship. Even the director of the school wrote me a letter of recommendation. He said I was an exceptional Negro. He said my math skills and my vision was outstanding. Me and a Spanish brother, a Dominican brother from the tribe of Simeon in that school, along with some other brothers, revamped the whole training room for plumbing. We redid the whole joint. They gave us letters of recommendation. They recommended us here, there, and there. And that director came to me. He said, he called me by my slave name at the time. He said, "You listen here, brother. You got what it takes." He said, "I want you to go around the corner to the union. They only give out the applications once every 2 years. But you got to go out there, get online, and spend a night out there. You might be out there all weekend. But you got to go get that application, brother." I slept outside that building all weekend. I'll never forget it. I had 2 bottles of Patron. Yo, and it rained. That Monday morning, it rained. Finally got in there, got the application, boy. Let me tell you something, man. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. You know? When you go to the plumbers union, they have a Negro quota. Right. I showed up on the day that the 5 Negro quota was filled. Right. You know? They can't take 6 Negroes. all the high-paying plumbers in New York City are all run by businesses owned by hard-working white men. All the contracts to do new construction, all the contracts to do sprinkler fitting, all the contracts to do, mainline sewer work in the middle of the city, when they come through and tow everybody's goddamn car off the block and dig a hole in the city and come back every goddamn month and dig the same goddamn hole and run up overtime.
Right.
All of these positions are held by hard-working white men who are protected by the union. Some of the dumbest plumbers in the world, they're protected by the union.
Right.
Stand outside. If you live in New York City, stand outside of your building early in the morning and observe construction by these Edomites. Some of the dumbest. Let me tell you something, man. Black people, don't ever think that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Our oppressor will put somebody on top of you that is the stupidest. Stand outside and watch some of these Con Edison plumbers and electricians. They will bust every single goddamn water main in the city. They do construction on the same block for 5 years and bust the same goddamn water main 5 times. These are the geniuses,
right,
that the city is going to pay every dime to make sure that you are not in that position. Forget about being a master plumber in New York City. Forget about it. Forget about it. There's literally a monopoly on the building trades here in New York City. Why is that? Because they must maintain the integrity of the hard-working, blue-collared white man. The hard-working, blue-collared white man. It's a disgusting thing. Get me lend to them. They will not lend to us. I believe that's 28 and 40 Slovakia.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Slovakia, let me make sure I'm coming loud and clear online, man. People saying they can't hear me.
I'll check it.
Okay. All right. Just make sure you speak it to the mic when you read it, all right? Slocky. Go ahead. Let me get what you got.
Deuteronomy 28 and 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Say it again.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Say it again.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Keep going.
He shall be the
Salakia for that. He shall lend to thee, and you shall not lend to him. Okay? This is a curse that was put on us from the Most High God, man. And we can clearly see this in the labor activity that happens here in New York City as well as the world around. This is not something we have to go back to slavery and take a look at. We can see it around us today. We are boxed out of the building trades industry and out of the labor movement here in New York City because he will lend to us and we can't lend to him. These companies go and bid on these jobs, and they have the funding to go in and pop these jobs off. You got a lot of master plumbers in New York City. They don't do nothing. They sit back and loan their licenses out to other companies that go out and get money, and they bid on jobs, And literally, they've put together an entire culture to box us out of the building trades industry. And yet we all come together and celebrate Labor Day. Like here you are, you getting paid $5 to pull some lady's weave out of her goddamn drain. And our oppressor is building every goddamn skyscraper and putting in every copper pipe and sewage pipe in the goddamn city. This is a curse from the Most High, man. Keep going.
He shall be the head.
Say it again.
He shall be the head.
He's the foreman. Say it again.
He shall be the head.
He owned the whole goddamn company. Say it again.
He shall be the head.
Damn, they just built a brand new skyscraper. Say it again.
He shall be the head.
He owned every goddamn brick and mortar store on the block. Say it again.
He shall be the head.
We can't get concrete. Say it again.
He shall be the head.
Where's the sheetrock? Say it again.
He shall be the head.
We ain't got no sprinklers. Say it again.
He shall be the head.
Where's the HVAC guy? Say it again.
He shall be the head.
Who's doing the flooring?
He shall be the head.
Who's doing the roofing?
He shall be the head.
He is running stuff and we are the tail. Keep going.
And thou shalt be the tail.
And we're the tail. And we're the tail. Some idiot who can't do fourth grade math is sitting at an architect's desk right now, plagiarizing plans and being made to look as a goddamn genius here in New York City. Because he's the head. When you're the head, you can be a complete idiot and still made to look like something special. That's what being the head is. It is a disgusting thing, man. And we are going to get into the history of this and why it is so horrible. Black man, do you realize that you cannot be a part of America without being a slave? It is impossible. You cannot participate in this process unless you are participating from the viewpoint of a slave, of the tail, of someone who is on the bottom. Someone who is on the bottom cannot celebrate labor with the very people he's working for. There's two separate labor movements in this country. Get me the Emancipation Proclamation, Babaka Shah. For some weird reason, blacks and Hispanics, especially here in America, make a distinction between pre-emancipation work and post-emancipation work. Like for some weird reason, black people believe that the day before slavery ending, they were picking cotton as slaves, and the day after slavery ended, they were picking cotton as free men. This is a trick. You didn't split the screen, right? That's what's on screen right now? Hold up. Am I on the screen?
Yeah. You're right there in the corner.
All right, perfect. Go ahead and read that. Now, the section I want you to read in the Emancipation Proclamation is going to be when Abe Lincoln gives the message. So let me see what you got there.
That on the first day of January, in the year of our Lord 1863, all persons held as slaves.
So Salakia, before you keep going, tell them what you're reading. Tell them what are you reading?
This is a transcript of the Emancipation Proclamation. This is the second paragraph.
Okay. So this is the actual Emancipation Proclamation, correct?
Correct.
And this was the proclamation was given by who?
By Abraham Lincoln.
Okay. And what exactly is the Emancipation Proclamation?
This is the decree that ended slavery.
Right. This is the decree or the proclamation or the executive order given by Abraham Lincoln as acting president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. This is an executive order, a proclamation or a declaration given to the country. Keep reading.
That all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free.
All right. So what is he saying there?
He's saying
that. Go ahead, slack it, brother.
Oh no, he's saying that all slaves in those states that were currently at that time rebelling,
right,
were freed.
Right. So he's saying all the slaves that are in Confederate states are free. Keep going.
And the executive government of the United States, including the military,
including who?
Including the military.
Including who?
Including the military.
Okay.
And naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons.
So Abe Lincoln is saying, listen, this is not law. This is not a law. How are laws passed in the United States? Anybody? Can anybody tell me how laws are passed in the United States?
Through Congress and the Senate.
Yeah, through Congress, through the legislative branch. Is this someone from the legislative branch? No. This is the president of the United States from the executive branch and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So what exactly is he saying? He's saying that although this is not a law in the United States, because I command all the guns in the United States through the military, I'm telling you that this is what it's going to be. That is what an executive order is. No different than all the other executive orders that have gone throughout the years in the United States. These are declarations made by a man who has control of all the guns. And therefore, regardless of what Congress says, I'm saying we're doing this. This is what's happening. And if anybody has a problem with that, I am the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. That is what an executive order is. It's a law that's not law, but it's law because I can enforce the law. That is how the United States of America works. Like, black people must pay attention to this. The rules that are laid out for law in the United States mean nothing unless you can enforce the laws in the United States. This is why black people always cry out against atrocities that happen to us. You know, these atrocities that happen to us were very well legal, you know? It's only in the aftermath of the horror of these atrocities are any laws passed to make them illegal. Redlining was not illegal.
Right.
Redlining wasn't illegal. You know what I mean? It's only after someone realizes the humongous Grand Canyon of a gap in the wealth line that people begin to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't discriminate against people in the housing market. You know, maybe that should be put into law. It wasn't law when it was happening. Lynchings was legal.
Right.
Lynching is legal. You know, stopping you from voting was legal. If you were going to vote and an oppressor bust you upside the head with a brick, he was doing his patriotic duty to the United States. Keep going, brother.
And will do no acts or acts to repress such persons or any of them in any efforts they may make for their actual freedom.
Keep going.
That the executive will, on the first day of January aforesaid, by proclamation, designate the states and parts of states, if any, in which the people thereof, respectively.
All right, skip down. So he just went over all the Confederate states. Now he's going over all the Union states. What he's saying is that the entire United States, all the states, the ones that rebelled and didn't rebel, have to follow this proclamation, which is the slaves are free. Keep going. Skip down.
And by virtue of the power and for the purpose aforesaid, I do order and declare that all persons held as slaves within said designated states and parts of states are and henceforward shall be free.
Right. Keep going.
And that the executive government of the United States, including the military.
Including who?
The military.
Including who?
The military.
Did he say Congress?
Including the military.
Did he say the Senate?
Including the military.
No. He said the Supreme Court.
Including the military.
No, he said all the people gonna get together and vote on this.
Including the military.
No, he said, listen, man, me and all the people with guns are making this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm doing it. That's how we giving it up. You know what I mean? No different than every executive order. Like, these presidents make executive orders, and we watch it on C-SPAN and on the news, and we say to ourselves, that's just regular business. That's not regular business. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Obama, signs Obamacare, and we look at that as, hey, no, what Obama is saying is that you tried to stop me. I got all the guns. You know what I'm saying? I'm not waiting for Congress. I'm not waiting for nobody to do nothing. It's an executive order. If anybody got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? Come see me. That's what an executive order is. Keep going.
And naval authorities thereof will recognize and maintain the freedom of said persons.
You're right. Keep going.
And I hereby enjoin upon the people so declared to be free.
Hold up. Read it again.
And I hereby enjoin upon the people so declared to be free.
Hey, this is President Lincoln in the Emancipation Proclamation giving a direct message to who?
The people so declared to be free.
The black slaves who are now so declared to be free. Me and you. Right? So we should listen up, right, black man? This is the message that Abraham Lincoln is giving us in the Emancipation Proclamation. Keep going.
To abstain from all violence.
To do what?
To abstain from all violence.
To do what?
To abstain from all violence.
You bet not ever pick up a gun. You bet not ever try to get your freedom the way we got ours. You better abstain from all violence, black man. All violence. Let me ask you a question, black man. How did we get Labor Day? How did our oppressor pull off Labor Day? He marched peacefully, right? Didn't our oppressor march peacefully in order to get labor rights?
I don't think that's how that went.
Like when the Italian mafia took over all the unions, you know what I'm saying, in the 40s and 50s, didn't they do everything peacefully?
Yeah, I'm sure
like when Jimmy Hoffa disappeared, wasn't that peaceful? Abraham Lincoln said that black people, we need to abstain from all violence. Keep going, brother.
Unless in necessary self-defense.
Keep going, brother.
And I recommend to them.
And I do what?
And I recommend to them.
And I do what?
And I recommend to them.
Keep going.
That in all cases. When allowed. They labor faithfully.
They do what?
They labor faithfully.
They do what?
They labor faithfully.
Keep going.
For reasonable wages.
Well, goddamn. Black man, those are the terms and conditions of your freedom here in America. You can put me back up there for. Those are the terms and conditions of your freedom right here in America. Read it again, that they abstain. No, just read it.
all violence.
Okay, yeah, you good.
Unless in necessary self-defense.
We abstain from all violence unless necessary self-defense. You know? Our oppressor will firebomb the whole goddamn factory.
Right.
You ever seen that movie, The Irishman?
No.
Has anybody ever seen the film The Irishman? The Irishman is a film by Martin Scorsese. It's starring Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci as they old mobsters. And they going over the years of the 50s and 60s and 70s when Jimmy Hoffa ran the Teamsters Union here in the United States. Our oppressor, in order to maintain labor and control over labor, and to control the value of labor, which is important, he is willing to kill every goddamn person on the planet. It is a horrible thing. You watch that film, like they were dumping cabs into the ocean, you know. Homicide, forget about it. Our oppressor has built his idealism of labor on absolute corruption. And we see here as the terms and conditions of our freedom, the person who made the proclamation, the person who came out and so-called made us free in this country, gave us the message to do the exact opposite of what every disgusting oppressor has done in this country from that day forward, which is be violent for his ways and to find ways to not work for reasonable wages, but to reap the benefits from those working from reasonable wages. Give me that in Deuteronomy, build the house and not dwell in it, Baba Kashar. It's a horrible thing that we see, man. And to sit alongside these disgusting devils and celebrate labor is to literally celebrate the exploitation of your labor. Is to literally go right along with the same narrative that they are the integrity having, hard working men, and we are the lazy bastards. It's a horrible thing, man. And what we do is when we go back in history, we see how these narratives came about. And we have a better understanding of it. We see that these things come directly out of the Bible, man. And these things are a direct result of blacks and Hispanics not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. The horror that comes along with that is that our oppressor and the nations around us get on top of us and keep us oppressed. Keep us oppressed to the point where you are willing to celebrate the same holiday that your oppressor designed so that he could tell the world that he would never be subjected to the same horror that he objects us to in the labor market. It's a horrible thing, man. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Ain't that a horrible thing? That happened to us in slavery. And you see that happening every day. You're like, these curses are perpetual, man. They pursue us. And they come about in all different ways, through all eras, throughout all generations, just like the Most High God promised us. We will betroth a wife and another man will lay with her, man. Isn't that so real on so many different ways? Like, isn't that so real when you think about labor? Yo, let me tell you something, man. Our people are destroyed to the point where the very act of surviving puts a strain on our families. You have black men who, for whatever reason, one unable to obtain the educational or training skill requirements to earn a reasonable living. And at the same time, you have black women who have, you know? And you could take a look at households, man. It takes counsel from the men above you. It takes diligence. It takes descriptions. It takes the Most High, man. It takes so many things to keep black families together under these circumstances. You got a beautiful wife, man, and all she wants to do is provide for you and provide for her family, you know? And you got kids and you work and she work and y'all missing each other all day, texting each other all day, interpreting the text wrong, and got to get back and all of these different things, man. All these different things is the result from the poverty and the need for both parents that always have to work and always have to provide for the families, man. And a lot of times what you begin to realize is that you get up, like it was an amazing thing. You know, Barakatah Yahweh shot for COVID-19, man. Give that a hand, man. Like I tell people all the time, I didn't know who the hell my kids were before COVID. I did not know these kids before COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like I got up and went to work. They got up and went to school. By the time I get home, they winding down. Hi, Bob, how was your day? I eat, I'm tired, I'm ready to go, you know what I'm saying, go do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who the hell these kids were before COVID. COVID-19 brought a lot of black families back together, man. Sitting in the house with those kids, I realized just how funny they were, how much like me they were, how much I actually liked them. You know what I'm saying? It was a blessing, man. Because this rat race of labor destroys our families. It happens like that. You betroth a wife and she spends 40 years building up the white man's corporation. They done gave her every goddamn promotion. You happy, right? Because there's more money coming in. She ain't never around. You betroth the wife. She's downtown with the white man all day. We see this curse play out in so many different ways, man. In slavery, it was the physical taking of your wife. Now, our oppressor can spiritually take away your wife. Some of y'all live in a house with a woman, you don't even, like, she's not even there with you. She get home from work, she got to pull out the laptop and do post-work stuff. I'm just sending an email. Such and such just text me. I got to set up for tomorrow. Goddamn. You betrothed the wife. Right. You betrothed the wife. You don't even know where the hell she is. Go ahead, sis. Right. Now, keep in mind, under no circumstances am I saying women shouldn't work. Women should work, and women should support their husbands and their families, man. You know what I'm saying? That's biblical. But what I'm trying to highlight is the strain that is put on black families. This whole idea of women working and two families working, nowadays you need more than two people working. If you live in New York City, more than two people need to work. Know what I mean? I'm trying to find a way to send my kids to work. Something. You know what I'm saying? It takes more than just two people. It's ridiculous, man. And this is all a result of blacks and Hispanics being taken advantage of in the labor market for so many years that we have to play catch up. Right. And then even when we do, we're discriminated against, man. Keep going with that scripture, Baba Kashar.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Say it again.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, we have built this house they called America. We have built this house. If you have any doubt about that, please go to ISUPK Virginia, which I believe is ISUBK VA on YouTube, and watch every single goddamn Captain Natazak video on there. Give him a hand. He has a whole series about black inventors and influential black people that will blow your mind. Our people invented every goddamn thing worth inventing in this country. We receive little benefits. Our children receive little inheritance off of the hard work of our ancestors, off of the ingenuity and the entrepreneurship of our ancestors. We receive nothing of it because of this disgusting labor market and the discriminatory practices. And yet you got the nerve to be down at Juma shaking your behind on Labor Day as if this was a holiday meant for us. It's a horrible thing, man. Read that again from Build a House.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Listen, man, we built this whole damn country. All the finest things you see. And we will not dwell within. We dwell where roaches and rats are. You know? When you go downtown to Wall Street, you are walking on the bones of our ancestors. The ones who built Wall Street. Does anybody know why they call Wall Street Wall Street?
They built a wall there to keep out the British.
Say it again?
They built a wall to keep out the British.
They say they keep a wall to keep out the British. They kept a wall. They built a wall to keep out the quote unquote savages. But give this brother a hand, man. The wall on Wall Street was built to keep out the very people who greeted our oppressor when he arrived in Wall Street.
Well, there's a whole crazy story about how they went into New Jersey and massacred the Gadites in New Jersey. And so they did that to try to intimidate them.
Right.
But that actually got them to come together with the different tribes and come to try and get at them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Give him a hand, man. Give him a hand, man. That's some serious New York City history. And we're going to have to do a class on that. We have to do a class on that, on the history of the savages that colonized New York City and the horror they inflicted.
Right.
Our people built Wall Street, man. And the graves that you see down on Wall Street are not Gadites. They are Judites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like after the World Trade thing, remember they found a whole mass grave of slaves down on Wall Street. You know who those people are, right? Those are the people who built Wall Street.
Right.
Their ancestors are not on Wall Street. I'm not on Wall Street. I'm here in East Harlem. We built that house. We do not dwell within it. It's a disgusting thing, man. Abe Lincoln gave us a message in the Emancipation Proclamation, black man. We have followed that message to the T. We have abstained from all violence. Wherever possible, we have worked for reasonable wages. That is what he said, right? And we're still on the bottom. Our oppressor, on the other hand, did not work for reasonable wages, nor did he abstain from all violence. Our oppressor used violence to take over the entire labor market. Get me that Juneteenth, Baba Kashar. You don't have to put it up on the screen. Just leave me on the screen.
That's right there.
Read what you got.
General Order number 3.
Tell them what you're reading.
This is General Order number 3 issued by Union General Gordon Granger. This is the order that he traveled to Galveston, Texas.
To where?
To Galveston, Texas.
When?
On June 19th.
When?
June 19th, 1865.
What day is that?
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. June 19th in Galveston, Texas. If anybody doesn't know the history of Juneteenth, during the Civil War, after Abraham Lincoln put out the Emancipation Proclamation, as we just read in the Emancipation Proclamation, he designated both the states that were going against the Union and the states that were in the Union. All of those states were to follow this proclamation. Obviously, the Confederate states wasn't hearing that. And so they had to be defeated in order to free their slaves, no different than Texas. And so when the Union soldiers finally arrived in Texas, the slaves there had not known that they had been freed for years now.
Right.
And so when the Union soldiers finally got to Texas, finally defeated the Confederate soldiers, and finally rolled up on the plantations of Texas to announce the freedom to the slaves, this was what they said. Keep going.
The people are informed that in accordance with a proclamation.
In accordance with what?
With a proclamation.
With what?
A proclamation.
What proclamation is that?
From the executive of the United States.
Who's that? That's a proclamation from the executive of the United States. That is the Emancipation Proclamation that was given by Abraham Lincoln, who was the executive of the United States, aka the president. Keep going.
All slaves are free.
What?
All slaves are free.
What?
All slaves are free.
Man, give them a round of applause. Ah, damn, boy. All slaves were free. I mean, come on, black man. Imagine you standing on that plantation and hearing that. You've been a slave your entire goddamn life. The entire state of Texas is war-torn. Nothing but death and devastation all around you. Any day now can be your last day. And now a group of white men on horses wearing blue uniforms show up and say, what, brother?
All slaves are free.
All slaves are free. God damn. Every single thing that I have been thinking about, I wanted to do my whole life, I could go do it now. That sister down on the plantation, a few farms from there, I've been trying to holler at her for years. I'm about to go hit that. And then I'm out of here. I want to go see the world. I want to go hang out, ride horses, shoot guns. God damn, I'm free. Keep going, brother.
This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves.
God damn! We got absolute rights now. He don't owe me. I've been waiting for this day my whole life. Come on, mama. Pack that stuff up. Get that goddamn cornbread. We out of here.
Right.
We are free. I can go live the life I have dreamed about. I'm free. Keep going, brother.
And the connection heretofore existing between them become that between employer and hired labor.
Whoa. What? Say that again.
And the connection heretofore existing between them become that between employer and hired labor.
So hold up. Yesterday we was master and slave, and today we what?
Employer and hired labor.
Employer and hired labor. So hold up, I can't leave. I can't go down there and holler at that sister. We can't. Grandma, put that cornbread back. We not going nowhere, Grandma.
Damn.
Because they said we was free, but now they said we what?
Hired labor.
We're hired laborers now. Okay, keep going.
The freed are advised to remain at their present homes.
What? Hold up. Stop. Everybody just stop. We can't leave. Because they came and said we was free, right? They said I was free. They said I could go and live my life and live the American goddamn dream just like the white man. That's what I thought freedom was. Read it again.
The freed are advised to remain at their present homes.
And do what?
And work for wages.
Do what?
Work for wages.
Do what?
Work for wages.
Hold up. Yesterday, we were slaves. And we were told to go quietly to our homes, get up, and go work for wages. Today, you say we are free. And as free men, we're supposed to go home, get up in the morning, and work for wages. That's not freedom, black man. That is not freedom. The terms and conditions of your freedom in America is to do what?
Remain at their present homes and work for wages.
You remain at your goddamn house and you work for wages. That's why your mother can't get out the projects. Because the terms and conditions of your freedom in this country is to sit in your goddamn house, get up in the morning, and go work for wages. And yet, you sit here and celebrate Labor Day with the same disgusting slave master who has left us in absolute poverty. It is a disgusting and horrible thing, man. If you celebrate Labor Day, you are an accomplice in our oppression. Give me Isaiah 59:7. Salakia.
Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 7.
I was trying not to leave that. Read what you got.
Their feet run to evil.
Tell them where you at.
Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 7. Their feet.
Black man, hold on, Salakia. Black man, we just read that on Juneteenth, when our brothers and sisters who did not know that they were free were told they were free, and then they were then told to go to their homes because they were going to be working for reasonable wages. Okay? It's important that you understand that this very idea of you getting up every day and working for reasonable wages is the American dream. You getting up every day and working for reasonable wages is how our oppressor is able to live the American dream. No different than you having to get up and pick cotton tomorrow morning after you enjoy this glorious Monday off. You most certainly will wake up to your alarm clock reminding you to do what? Work for reasonable wages.
Work for reasonable wages.
Work for reasonable wages, man. Okay? And let me tell you something, black man. On June 20th, after our people received that message from the Union Army, guess what we did? We got up and we worked for reasonable wages, and we abstained from all violence, and we put our feet to the pedal, and we worked, and we built America, and we invented everything that we could, and we built communities, thriving communities like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood,
right,
and Seneca Village right here in New York City. We built thriving, beautiful neighborhoods. We built corporations like SafeBus. which was the largest black transportation organization in the United States of America. We had people invent all sorts of things and launch the United States into the Industrial Revolution. We worked hard for reasonable wages, and we did abstain from all violence. And our oppressor brought violence directly to our doorstep. Our oppressor, in his jealousy and his violent nature, destroyed Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, destroyed Rosewood and Seneca Village, and the endless names of thriving black communities that was segregated from whites and still thriving. Our oppressor destroyed those places. We abstained from violence. We worked for reasonable wages. We built our communities. We loved our families. We did not sell drugs to each other. They came to destroy us. Integration with this disgusting place allowed us to take on the plagues of America. And thus today we are left destroyed. But during that time, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. We went back to our homes, we abstained from all violence, and we worked for reasonable wages. What did our oppressor do? Our oppressor spent that time exterminating our brothers, the North American Indians. It's important that we bring up the North American Indians, man, because until we take a look at our brothers, the Gadites, do we have a true understanding of what labor and what work is. See, our brothers, the North American Indians, the Gadites, lived on this land for hundreds of thousands of years. And they never worked. At least not in the sense of work as we know it. They did not labor every day for an empire that did not include them. Everything that they had was provided to them by the earth. Everything that they needed was provided to them by the Most High God. The buffalo, the millions and millions of buffalo that were here in the North American continent provided millions of people with everything they needed to survive. They never overpopulated or polluted the land. They never destroyed the landscape or the wildlife. They lived in perfect harmony with everything around them. What we refer to as work, they did not know. You know, it wasn't work for them to create the culture that they had. When the women sat around and spun baskets and built teepees, when the men went out and hunt buffalo and bought back meat, that wasn't work. That's not work. Contributing to the well-being of your culture and your society in a progressive, healthy, and happy way, that's not work. The culture that we live under today is work. And let me tell you something, it's not even work. Like, think about it. If you was a North American Indian from the tribe of Gad, you could get on horseback and go hunt buffalo all day long and not be as tired and depressed as you are sitting in that goddamn office chair all day.
Right.
Everything you do in that office does nothing to uplift your people or your culture. Half the stuff you do, you don't even understand what the hell you're doing. Like, the white man sits you in front of a computer and, you know, tell you to do some data entry. I mean, for all you know, you could be, you know, coding nuclear warheads, you know, for all you know. No, like, no black Hispanic goes and works for a corporate company and has any idea what the hell is going on. You know? Like, your company will be on the stock market. You have no idea what the price of the stock is. Your boss will come in tomorrow morning and say everybody's fired, and it will be a shock to you, like it always is. We're laying you off, John. Oh, wow, I'm doing a great job. Nigga, have you looked at the stock lately? You know, we're tanking here. You know what I'm saying? Have black people just go to these corporations and work to get a job. You have no idea what you're working for, nor do you care. When you have a group of people who work together for the upliftment of their culture and their people, it's not work. When you go to work every day, the only thing you know is that you need a white man to give you a check so your children doesn't starve. You could be working for the goddamn Taliban for all you know. Who cares?
Right.
It's data entry. It's a horrible thing, man. Our oppressor did not, go quietly to his home and work for wages. Our oppressor tore up the whole goddamn country and created a labor movement that has since been the most corrupt in the world. Like, they trick us with this hard-working white man narrative. All the hard-working white men of the labor movement were absolute serial killers. Complete murderers. Like, the labor unions in the United States were taken over by a group of organized serial killers. The most ruthless men of all time. These are the men that had access to pension funds and could give loans to anybody in the world they wanted to. Like, they literally used this labor movement to become the most powerful people on the planet. Meanwhile, blacks and Hispanics was out scrubbing floors. Like, really think about that. We stayed in this country 400 years, farming every crop and propping up this nation. They stole every idea from us. And then a group of immigrants come over, and in 2 goddamn generations, they are the face of the labor movement here in America. Like, imagine that. Like, if anybody should have been the face of the labor movement, it should have been a dark-skinned, nappy-haired black man on the cover. A group of goddamn Irish and Italian immigrants come over here on a few boats, and within 2 generations, they are the hard-working white men, the blue-collared white men, the Budweiser drinking, Sunday football watching white man. His son's in the Boy Scouts. His daughter sells cookies door to door. He's the face of integrity. He goes out at night and kills 20 goddamn people. Right. Like, me and my wife watched this documentary about Roy DeMeo, an infamous Italian gangster here in New York City, an absolute psychopath. Like, they said he cut up over 200. He was a butcher. He cut up over 200 people. Like, I can't even clean a pack of chicken with blood coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? He's cutting up goddamn 200 people. Damn. And we're the animals.
Right.
A horrible thing, man. Guess what? He was a hard-working white man. He was in the butcher's union. He was in the butcher's union, a hard-working white man. When they found all the goddamn bodies across the city, I'm pretty sure one of his neighbors said, him? It couldn't have been him. He's such a hard-working man. We must dispel this image of the hard-working white man. The very idea of a hard-working white man is an oxymoron. The only thing white people work hard at is making the rest of us believe that they work hard. That's what they work hard at. It's a very easy thing to do. You know? For example, let's say everybody here in the school right now was all going to clean up the school. We'll all get together, we'll all clean the school, right? While everybody's cleaning the school, I'm going to grab my camera and show myself cleaning the school, and then I'll upload that. Everybody in the world will say, God damn, Hoyala cleaned the whole school. That's how it works. You done dug the foundation. You carried the goddamn steel all the way from downtown. You know what I'm saying? The Issachar Wright brother is the one all the way up on the beam installing every goddamn thing. The building's finished and the goddamn name on it is Goldstein. I mean, the Issachar Wright brother ain't getting one shred of goddamn credit for climbing all the way up there and installing all the lights. We build a house, man. We do not dwell within. That's what the scripture says. Did our oppressor take Abraham Lincoln's advice and abstain from all violence when it came to labor? Let's hear what the Bible has to say. Read what you got.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 7. Their feet run to evil.
Say it again.
Their feet run to evil.
Say it again.
Their feet run to evil.
Abraham Lincoln said abstain from all violence. The white man said, we're going to do what?
Run to evil.
They run to evil. They don't even walk. They run to evil. Abraham Lincoln said abstain from all violence. The white man said, yes, let them abstain from all violence. Right. That way we can be as violent as we need to be. Keep going.
And they make haste.
They do what?
They make haste.
They do what?
They make haste.
They go really, really fast. To do what?
To shed innocent blood.
Say it again.
To shed innocent blood.
Say it again.
To shed innocent blood.
Our oppressor is not abstaining from all violence. He's going to do what?
Shed innocent blood.
He's going to shed innocent blood. He is not debating labor laws in this country. He's going to shed innocent blood. The labor movement in this country was built on the shedding of innocent blood, man. You would have angry poor white men who were upset at their bosses for paying black men, decent wages. They would attack the black men. They would box black men completely out of industry and then rally for higher wages, rally for the government to ensure, for the union to ensure that regardless of how stupid they are, regardless of how much of an imbecile and a failure they were in high school, they could always join their father's union and get paid a certain amount. They are willing to shed innocent blood in order to do that. Keep going.
Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity.
The white man is not thinking about a peaceful solution to anything. He is not thinking of any type of, peaceful solution to solve labor troubles here in America. Every solution that our oppressor has employed to settle labor issues here in America has been with violence and bloodshed and thoughts of iniquity. That's how he gives it up. You got any more on that?
Wasting and destruction are in their paths.
Wasting and destruction are in their paths. Read it again.
Wasting and destruction are in their paths.
How is wasting and destruction in their paths with regards to the labor movement, with regards to the labor union? How is that possible? How is that possible? Our oppressor is such a horrible and disgusting person with horrible and disgusting ways that once he was able to secure himself in all the unions around the country to protect himself from predatory labor practices, he then proceeded to outsource all the rest of the goddamn labor. He ensured that all of his building trades people, all of his plumbers and electricians, all of his sheetrock and sprinkler fitters, all of his inspectors that have to come and inspect your buildings, he made sure that all of this stuff was protected and saved under the law, and then took all of our jobs and outsourced them overseas, devastating cities like Detroit, Michigan, devastating cities all across the nation, leaving blacks and Hispanics completely unemployed. He went and outsourced all the labor. There was a time, man, when a black man could earn a decent living in a factory here in the United States of America. Nowadays, if you want to work in a factory, you have to do one or two things. The first of which would be to move to China. The second will be to go out, get arrested, and get a felony and sent to prison. I assure you, you will find yourself in a factory manufacturing all sorts of goods and services, because labor in the United States of America for blacks and Hispanics is slavery.
Right.
If you are out celebrating Labor Day today, be sure to put a yoke of iron around your neck before the night's end, because you are most certainly a slave and proud of it. We cannot celebrate Labor Day alongside our oppressor, because we are still laboring for our oppressor. Our oppressor has now accumulated the large majority of the wealth in the world. All the rest of us is left with crumbs and Labor Day. That is what we are left with. Take the crumbs and leave the Labor Day, black man. It is a horrible thing to celebrate. Let the Italians and the Irish celebrate Labor Day. They have certainly benefited from it here in New York City. The next time you get hit over the head with a billy club, be sure to notice the Made in China sign on it, as well as the Irish name and badge number on the badge of the person hitting you across the head. And to remind yourself not to celebrate Labor Day, because not only are you not getting hit over the head by an Irishman, a hard-working Irishman, but you didn't even get the proceeds off of manufacturing the goddamn billy club in a factory here in America. The solution to all these things can be found in the ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana. It is brotherhood. It is brotherhood that will solve our labor issues here in the United States of America. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are employed, but your job and your foreman is the Most High God in Christ. Your labor is to your nation. You have to understand that even when you go to that disgusting job, come out of her in Revelation, Baba Kashar. Even when you go to that disgusting job of yours, and you're sitting there on that computer laboring, you don't have to be a slave. You know? It's not the job that makes you the slave. You know? It's not the fact that you have to survive and earn for your family that makes you a slave. It's the spirit behind it, man. And if you're certainly celebrating Labor Day today, man, you are certainly acknowledging the fact that you are, in concert with our oppressor and our oppression, man. Read what you got.
Revelations chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Saying what?
Come out of her, my people.
Saying what?
Come out of her, my people.
Who is the her in this verse? Go ahead.
That ye be not partakers
No. The question is, who is the her? Come out of her. Who's the her in this verse?
Babylon.
Right. 100%. Come out of her. Come out of her disgusting ways. Come out of America, black man. So what does that mean? Should we all pack up and go to JetBlue and just get the hell out of here? No, that's not what that means, man. It means to come out of her spiritually. Don't celebrate her Labor Day. Her Labor Day compacts the idea that you are a slave here in America. To celebrate Labor Day is to pass down the inheritance of slavery to your children. When you teach your children to celebrate Labor Day, they are inheriting slavery from you. It's a horrible thing, man. We ought to come out of these ways. We ought to come out from celebrating these holidays. Keep going.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Say it again.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
The murder that comes along with building businesses and labor. Say it again.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Black on black crime. Say it again.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Selling drugs to your people. Say it again.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
The abortion clinic. Say it again.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
When we stay mentally and spiritually in Babylon, we become partakers in her sins. You didn't come over here selling drugs. You wasn't in slavery selling drugs to your people. You act like when we was on the goddamn plantation, we was over here picking cotton and you was over there picking marijuana and coming over there and selling it to us. That's not our culture. We learn to sell drugs to each other from the disgusting beast who sells drugs to his own people.
Right.
Gang banging? You think we was gang banging in slavery? The Montagu plantation against the goddamn, whatever the other family name plantation? Nah, man, that's not our culture. We learn gangbanging from our oppressor. We learn gangbanging right here in Harlem from Jewish and Italian gangsters. The Doc Schultzes of the world. The Lucky Lucianos of the world. We learn gangbanging. We learn drive-bys from Al Capone.
Right.
Those gangster disciples and black disciples over in Chicago learned drive-bys from Al Capone. We have to come out of her that we not be partakers in her sins, man. Every disgusting sin that plagues our community comes directly from us, not coming out of America. You got any more on that?
And that you receive not of her plagues.
And that we receive not of her plagues. We have received all of her plagues. Every disgusting plague we have received. Let me tell you something. You celebrating Labor Day, it's like laying down with a disgusting whore with no condom. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. Why? Because America, Babylon the Great, is a disgusting whore, as described in the Bible. And when you lay down with a disgusting whore, what happens? You get an itch, right? It itch. It burn. That thing burn. When you come to Harlem, man, you are going to see that thing burning. You're going to see that thing burning. The same activity that those Italians did by using the French connection to bring heroin over to Harlem to destroy our people, come to Harlem and you are going to see our people destroyed. Because we learned to sell heroin to each other from Babylon, the whore. It's a disgusting thing, man. When we come into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana, we learn to come out of her. Come out of that, brother.
Damn right.
Come out of that Labor Day. Change that mentality. It's a horrible thing, man. What's going to happen if you don't come out of Labor Day? What's going to happen, black man, if you don't come out of her and stop celebrating Labor Day? Does anybody know what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to build a company and oppress all the blacks and Hispanics. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do like the brother from BET. You're going to do exactly what our oppressor does. You're going to get money, start a business, get rich, and oppress all the blacks and Hispanics. Isn't that what every goddamn drug dealer does in Harlem? Isn't every drug dealer in Harlem simply practicing the practices of the white men that built New York City? Are they not? Is the drug dealer on your block not practicing the ruthless practices of John Gotti? Was John Gotti not a heroin dealer? Was John Gotti not a heroin dealer?
Top tier heroin dealer.
Top tier. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Castellano going to have him clipped because they found out he was selling heroin? John Gotti was a drug dealer, a heroin dealer here in New York City. The black drug dealer on your block wants to be like John Gotti. When we go to camp on Saturday, the people who are going to be nodding out in front of 125th Street train station are like that because some young black kid wants to be John Gotti. Come out of her, black man. Come out of her, Hispanic man. Don't let these disgusting oppressors use some goddamn rap music to trick you into believing that our culture is deeply rooted in the destruction of each other. That is something we learned from our oppressor. It's 8:55, man. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Give me John 8:32 so we can get up out of here real quick. The moral to the story, black man, is that products don't celebrate the day that they're sold. Here in America, you are a product, a commodity, something to be used in order for this country to gain value for itself and disregard you. Products do not celebrate the day that they're sold. The owner does. That disgusting Arab in the corner store down the block is going to celebrate when he sells out of Lucy cigarettes to your parents. But the Lucy cigarettes are not going to celebrate. Here in America, black man, you are not the man selling the Lucy cigarettes. You are the Lucy cigarette. Right. Don't celebrate the sale of yourself along with the owner. Let the owner celebrate Labor Day. And let the Israelites celebrate the Bible and our culture and the Most High God in Christ. And the fact that the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is still standing strong here in Harlem, New York, for any lost brother or sister that is still celebrating Labor Day. Read what you got.
John chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
We shall know what?
The truth.
We shall know what?
The truth.
We shall know what?
The truth.
No. We'll get a job downtown.
And ye shall know the truth.
No. We're going to get a good job and get a good education, and we're going to move on, and we'll be free from our oppression.
And ye shall know the truth.
No, my parole date is coming up. I'm going to be free.
And ye shall know the truth.
I'm maxing out. I'm getting out of jail. I'm free.
And ye shall know the truth.
Goddamn Juneteenth, we free.
And ye shall know the truth.
Hey, listen, I'm independent. I don't work for nobody. I'm free.
And ye shall know the truth.
Ye shall know the truth, and
the truth shall make you free.
The truth is what's going to make you free, black man. The truth is what is going to make you free. Your employer is not going to make you free. Labor Day is not going to make you free. It is the truth in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana that's going to make you free. Give that a hand. Once again, I am the myth, the legend.
Damn right.
Oh, man, I got to come up with a new intro. Listen, man, we're going to conclude Monday Night History class. We definitely had to get into this Labor Day thing today, man. Damn Labor Day. You know, when you go to work tomorrow, of course, you are going to do your job because you do not have a choice. But if you work in New York City, 9 times out of 10, some brother, sister, or disgusting oppressor is going to come up to you and ask you how you enjoyed your holiday off, your Labor Day. How did you enjoy that? If you spent your Labor Day here with Priest and Officer of 50, Harya Allah, on Monday Night History class live from ISUPK headquarters, then you tell them you had a hell of a weekend. Give that a hand. Thumb to the brothers, thumb to the sisters. Make sure you tune into Commander General Yohana, America on Fire, which is going to be coming up shortly on YouTube. Make sure you check him out. Shalom.